Welcome back to the channel, it's Andy. We're back with FM23. It's been a little while, I took a little bit of a time out, but we're back. We're doing one more season with Tottenham and we're going to try and win something. We might do that today. We have a Community Shield against Man City because we finished second in the league and Man City won everything. We're in the Community Shield. Imagine that, Spurs' first trophy in about 14 years and it's a Community Shield. That would be a thing, wouldn't it? I'm going to post a separate video, just a bit of an update on what I'm hopefully going to be doing for the rest of FM23 and sort of some other plans and bits and pieces. So that'll be a few, sort of separate update video. Let's jump into it. Let's see if we can get a trophy. Just to refresh for you and kind of for me as well, because it's been a while since I've gone back to this stage, since the beta. We finished second to Man City in the Premier League, 4 points off the top of the table. We were, running close with them with like 2 games to go. But in the penultimate game, we crumbled 3-0 to Everton. And then we're held 2-2 at home by Brighton and Hove Albion. And we ended up dropping the league. City led almost the entire way of the season. But on those final 2 games for Man City, they got thrashed 6-0 by Man United. So there was an opportunity for us to win the league. If we'd have won those last 2 games, we would have been champions. And it didn't happen. So we're going to try and right that wrong the second time round, have another crack at the league and see if we can maybe get that one step further and win it. Maybe win something else along the way and have a good showing in Europe as well. But there has been a bit of activity in the transfer window, so we'll have a look at what's happened there, and then we'll jump into the Community Shield against Man City, and then next time we'll sort of crack on with the league and see if there's any more signings in the transfer window. So looking at departures, Joe Rodon has left the club permanently, has gone to Rennes in Ligue 1. He was there on loan last season, didn't do too badly for them, and they've signed him for £11 million. That's basically recouped what was paid for him from Swansea in 2020. Harry Winks has gone on loan to Leeds United for the season. He was at Sampdoria in Serie A last season and he has now moved to Leeds United. Looks like a good player, but we have a plethora of midfielders and Winks is probably one of the ones that I look to, maybe move on. He's gone on loan to Leeds for the season. Lucas Moura has left the club permanently. He has moved to Atalanta for £21 million. A good servant, Lucas Moura, been there for, a good 5 years. Had a decent season last time round, got 9 goals in all competitions, got a few assists, average 7.21, but 30 years old. Not sure how much more he's got to give, so he's gone to Serie A as well. Tanguy Ndombele has gone on loan once again, this time to Benfica in Portugal. Again, we have so many centre midfielders that I didn't really have a space for him, and it was a record signing for Spurs, £53 million in 2019. Hasn't really gone well for him. It's his 3rd loan spell, and he's probably going to end up leaving for nothing at the end of his Tottenham contract, but he's still got 2 years left on it. It was a 6-year deal, and he's been a bit of a flop for them, really, hasn't he? I should say here, and Ndombele was Spurs' record signing until now, because we've broken that record and signed someone for more. You'll see who that is in a little bit. Jed Spence has gone on loan to Nottingham Forest, the right back / right winger. Was at Rangers for a bit last season, didn't do too badly. Has now gone to Nottingham Forest. Davinson Sanchez has left the club. The 27-year-old Colombian centre-back has gone to Monaco in League 1. £37 million signing back in 2017-2018. Wasn't too bad last season for us. 7 average rating. Got a goal, got an assist. He was a decent centre-back for us, but decided to move him on as well. Also, Clement Longley has left after his loan expired, and the same with Kulusevski as well. So the 2 loanees have gone back to their original clubs. Matt Doherty left for Everton for £6 million. Didn't have a great season with us last time around. It was a bit of a disappointing one, but he's 31 and wasn't really going to get a great deal of football for us, the Irishman. So he's left the club, he's gone to Everton. I think that was the last of the departures. In terms of who I still need to bring in, I would like to get centre-back in because we only really have 4, if you count Ben Davies. Christian Romero, we've got Tanganga, we've got Eric Dyer, and we've got Ben Davies who can play left centre-back. I think we need 1 more in there, and I've got a few players we're looking at the moment. Also, I think right wing needs a bit of improvement because we've lost Lucas Moura out there. We have no Kulusevski, so I think the right side definitely needs a player. So a couple of signings needed. We have made 2 signings though. James Justin has joined the club, 25-year-old fullback come from Leicester City. We're going to stick with the 3 at the back because the match engine has been improved on the FM23 most recent update. So we're going to stick with the 3 at the back. And Justin will play probably right wing back, but can also play left wing back. He's athletically really good, very determined, good positioning, good teamwork, decent marker with the ball. Defensively, he's not terrible, but I'm looking for him to sort of get forward as well. So Justin has joined the club, £30 million from Leicester City. So fair chunk of the transfer budget for a player that I think's pretty good, and you probably have to pay a bit extra because he's homegrown as well. I wanted to try and get some English players in. I did mention that we broke our transfer record, £77 million signing. It's a 19-year-old wonder kid. You might have heard of him. It's a centre midfielder called Jude Bellingham. I'm not sure if he rings a bell or not for you, but we've signed Jude Bellingham, £77 million from Borussia Dortmund. He has actually turned 20 in the game. He turned 20 in June, but he's a sort of really good midfielder. Physically fantastic, just an excellent work rate. He's aggressive, he's brave, he's very determined, he's a good passer of the ball, great carrier of the ball, phenomenal first touch. So he is going to be an absolute star in the future. Wonder kid, perfectionist, worldwide reputation. 26 caps for England at 20 years old. Got a couple of goals for them as well. Excited to see how this guy does. So those are the only two signings we have made so far. We do have about £30 million in the transfer budget, and we have 160k a week left in the wage budget. So that will probably get us one really good player. But I think we do probably need a couple more players. As I said, centre-back and right midfield, I think, do need a bit of work. One player that we did get back from loan, I didn't even recognise this player. Destiny Udogie is an Italian left-back. He was on loan at Udinese after Spurs bought him for £15 million last year. And he's come back, and he looks darn good. I hadn't even heard of this player. He's fantastically physical, like 16 pace, 17 acceleration. Good carrier of the ball, decent technique. Again, defensively, doesn't look amazing, but looks good enough. Decent work rate. The mentals are, they're good. But physically, he looks like an absolute unit. Perfectionist again. I don't know where this guy came from. I hadn't even heard of him, but he looks pretty good. Also at left back, we have Sergio Reguilón back. He was on loan at Atletico Madrid last season. He did okay for them, but again, looks like a really solid left back. So we have some good options at left back now with Udogie and with Sessegnon as well. If he wasn't English, I'd look to sell because I don't really see him getting too much football. But the fact that he's homegrown, I'm going to keep him. But yeah, we have Udogie, we have Reguilón, James Justin can play left back as well. So we've got plenty of options in those fullback spaces. So with the transfer news out of the way, let's jump into the team news for this Community Shield game then. Of course, it's against Man City, who won just about everything there was to win domestically last season. They beat Liverpool in the FA Cup final. They beat us in the EFL Cup final, Haaland getting that goal. They got to the Champions League, only the round of 16, we lost to Inter Milan, but they won the Premier League as well. So domestic treble. Hopefully we can do something here in the Community Shield, but I'm not confident. Udogie and Justin are going to get their first team debuts in this one. We've got Son and Richarlison out wide. Richarlison had a very disappointing season last time round. Only 7 goals in all competitions. Really, really underwhelming. But he's still got 4 years left on his deal. I'm not going to transfer list him. No one's going to want him. Like, he's on 175k a week. I just don't think anyone would want to buy him. Harry Kane up top, of course. In midfield, we have Skip and Bellingham. The players that are picked, we've got a few players just carrying some knocks like Yves Bissouma and Brian Gill. Troy Parrott's also injured, so it's not it's not the ideal squad, but I think it should be good for this one. I was going to change Bellingham to a DLP. I think that might work better. It does say ball winner is his best role, but I really want to try and use that dribbling and that first touch, so I think we're going to go for probably a deep line playmaker in a support role, or maybe even like a Mezzala, but then yeah, that might work well. I'm going to start with DLP and see how that goes. But let's send the team out and let's see how this Community Shield game goes. Now, Man City, of course, do have Haaland up top, who had a ridiculous season. I don't know if they've made any other signings. They do have Araujo at centre-back. I'm not sure if that's a recent signing or not. Yes, it is. They paid £139 million for him, and that could rise to 170. So he is far and away the most expensive defensive signing ever. From Barcelona, Araujo, the 24-year-old Uruguayan. We are underway at Wembley, and City have an early corner here inside 2 minutes, and it's taken 2 minutes for Haaland to get on the score sheet and open his account for Season 2. And it's a great start to the game. Simple corner, Foden with it, and then Haaland rises up higher. than any other player. It's not the start that we wanted. We'll keep going though and try and get back into the game. Of course, City at the start of last season, I think it was like the second or third game of the season, I think they thrashed us like 5-0. So I don't want to repeat that. Here's Bellingham, seeing him on the ball really for the first time. And here's Jeff Tanganga, who had a really solid season last time out at that right centre-back role. He was really like one of the breakthrough players last year. He was really, really good. But City with the ball now. Here is Joao Cancelo, back to Ruben Neves. He does have Araujo as his new centre-back partner, at least for this game. I'm sure Aymeric Laporte's still there. Of course, they've got great players, Spurs. Oliver Skip wins the ball there off of Kyle Walker. And that's an interesting ball to Richarlison. He's controlled it and sets up Harry Kane, and it's an equaliser. 11.5 minutes. Harry Kane equalising for Spurs. Richarlison setting it up. And a great ball by, was it Udogie or was it Skip? I think it was Oliver Skip, wasn't it? Okay, this replay is really cool and it's really close. I like it. Oliver Skip with the great ball of Richarlison, and he sets up Harry Kane, and it goes sort of through the legs of, is that Araujo? Of Araujo, yeah. I really like how close that replay was, you know. That was actually a really good replay, and the match engine looked amazing there. I know they made some changes to it, but it looks good. I haven't played FM in almost a month, so yeah, you know, there's going to be some changes. Kyle Walker to Bernardo Silva. Bellingham cuts that out. Skip goes long again, and possible break here again. But Kane, he miscontrolled it, but won it again. Goes for goal, and that goes flying over. But despite the early goal from the set piece, we've actually grown into the game, and we might have ended this first half the better team, you know. We'll have to wait and see how this last 10 minutes go. Cancelo's on the ball. Grealish to De Bruyne. And the number 9, Richarlison, staying with him. Back with Cancelo, who had maybe got a sighted goal here, but can't keep it down. Either side could still go on and win this Community Shield to raise the curtain for the Premier League. Hopefully it will be us. So Varane down his right-hand side. Udogie staying with him, though. Not to really see anything from him. Oliver Skip's had a good game, a very good game. Here's Bellingham. That was a bad first touch. Don't you have like 17 first touch? Haaland's through on goal here. Oh, good save by Lloris, though. That was a bad first touch by Bellingham. Not really what you want to see from your £77 million record signing. We're about midway through the second half. Still, either side could get the win here. We've only had 3 shots on target. But, yeah, I think we're going to have to make some changes. Richarlison's looking tired, and Son hasn't really impacted the game. And we are a little bit light in attacking options on this bench. Perisic could maybe come on, but he could play wing-back as well. I forgot about Perisic. Yeah, we're kind of lacking in attacking options here. We're really not in a good place. Brian Gill's injured, otherwise he'd come on. I'm going to put Son up alongside Harry Kane. I'm going to go 2 up top. And I'm going to get another midfielder in there. I'm going to drop Bellingham in behind the 2 as the deep line playmaker on support. I'm going to take off Richarlison, and I'm going to go for Bentancur as centre mid on support. Add an extra midfielder in there, add an extra body in the middle of the field, and hopefully that will see us maybe control the game a bit more. We'll have to wait and see. Here's Erling Haaland. Skip again winning the ball. He's been the best player on the pitch for me so far anyway. Kane to Skip. Here he is again. Looking for Richarlison, I think, but that didn't quite come off for him. Foden now to Haaland. Here's Phil Foden again, who set up that early goal with a corner. Bernardo Silva. Good block by Romero. And the long ball was pretty aimless. De Bruyne is on a yellow. Here's Grealish. Grealish still got the ball here. He's going to have a go at goal. It's a low strike. Lloris is equal to it. Good ball finds Grealish. Tanganga defends that very well, though. Bellingham heads it forward looking for Kane, but Kane can't quite get there. City controlling the ball here. And Udogie's done well to win that. Now, can we break from that? We've got a couple of white shirts coming forward. Here's Destiny Udogie. That's a good ball. It's going to find Kane. It's Son. Oh, and Son doesn't get it right. That was a big chance there, and Udogie did well. Son wins the ball there, though. Mistake by De Bruyne. Can we maybe take a lead here? 78 minutes gone. City do get the ball back. Here's Foden. Bernardo Silva to Haaland. Sitting very deep, though. Justin hasn't really impacted the game too much. We haven't really seen much from him. Walker's in the middle of the pitch now. He's got a bit of space, and he finds Haaland, and Haaland puts City back in front with another goal. 79th minute. Is it going to be disallowed? It has been disallowed. He was a good 2 yards offside. I'm going to bring on Perisic for him and Son. I'm going to play him as that inverted winger. Right-hand side, we really don't have anything, so I'm going to leave that as it is. Dyer's not done too much, but we don't have another centre-back on the bench. We've got no Ben Davies in the side. Justin is going to come off and Emerson is going to come on. So that's 3 changes made. 83rd minute. Perisic with a throw here. Kane was in an offside position there for the throw. I'm sure he was. I'm not quite sure. But here's Perisic. And he's... Oh, is that going to hit the post? It was a big deflection, though. Well, it looks like we're going to go to extra time. We haven't had a great deal of shots on target in this one. Only 3. No, it's not extra time. It's straight to penalties. Interesting. Okay, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to go Kane, Perisic, and then let the rest sort itself out. Stay calm and back yourselves. Right, here we go. Penalty shootout. Now, Harry Kane, last time I saw you take a penalty, it didn't go too well. So hopefully something different happens here. Come on, Harry. First penalty. Exactly what he should have done against France. The second penalty he took, that was. Haaland's first up for Manchester City. If he skies it, that would be funny. What's Haaland going to do? He does... I Panenka'd it. Of course he Panenkas it. Just the arrogance of the man. Jesus. Even Perisic. Goes low and right. Good penalty. 2-1. Kevin De Bruyne is up next. We just need someone to mess up or a bit of brilliance from one of these goalkeepers. De Bruyne. Left and high. 2-2. And next up, Destiny Udogie. Of course, he was on loan at Udinese. And now he's back at Tottenham. Good penalty. It's low and left, and it is 3-2. No one's messed up yet. And it's the record defender Araujo next from Barcelona. And Araujo's penalty is saved by Hugo Lloris, and we take the advantage into spot kick number 4. It's 3-2. Emerson Royale is up next. He's not long come on from the bench. Emerson's penalty is good. Keeper's not getting to that, and it's 4-2. And now the pressure is on Manchester City. They've got to score this to stay in the shootout. If they miss, then we win the Community Shield and win a trophy. And it's Bernardo Silva that it falls to. If he fails to score this, then we win the Community Shield. Bernardo Silva is going to go left-footed, and it's a good penalty. And City is still in it for now. But now we have the chance to win it if we convert number 5. Who's taking it? It is being taken by Christian Romero, centre-back. The Uruguayan, or is he Argentine? I actually don't know. Score this and we win the Community Shield. Come on, Romero. Oh, it's not a good penalty. And it's back as you were. And it's penalty number 5. Now we're effectively at sudden death. And Man City now, if they don't score this again, we win. So now it's Foden. If he scores this, we're going to sudden death. And Phil Foden's going to go left-footed. It's down the middle. Lloris wasn't far from it. But it is 4-4 after 5 penalties each. And now it is sudden death. And it's Rodrigo Bentancur up next. And his penalty is good. He sends Stefan the wrong way. So now it again falls to Man City to try and convert their penalty. It's Jack Grealish. And again, he's got to score. City have been sort of in this position for the 3 penalties now. They've got to score these to keep themselves in the shootout. And if they fail to score, we win. Grealish is up next. And it's in the roof of the net. I thought that was going over for a second. But we're still going. Eric Dyer is taking penalty number 7 for Tottenham. It's 5-5. And Dyer goes the opposite way of Stefan. It's now 6-5. Trying to think of who's still left to take penalties. We're getting into the realm of players that don't really want to take them now. John Stones is next. Are we going to end up going to goalkeepers? I guess we will wait and see. John Stones. Again, pressure's on him. And it's saved by Lloris, and that means that we win the Community Shield of all the trophies for us to win. Spurs' first trophy since, 2008. It's a Community Shield for finishing second in the league. Only Tottenham could win a Community Shield and not win another domestic trophy. Like, only Tottenham could do that. That's just funny. I mean, it's a trophy. It's not really the one we want, but it is the Community Shield. Nice one. Penalty shootout win against City. We gave them the game. I don't think we played too badly. Didn't convert a great deal. I think we only had 3 or 4 shots on target. But we held them to 1-1. And in the shootout, we came out top. And we win a Community Shield. Next episode, we will do the North London derby at the Emirates Stadium. Probably have a couple more signings to show you as well. fingers crossed we can bring in the players that we need. So yeah, good to start the second season off with a trophy. It's just a Community Shield, but it's one more trophy than Spurs have had in the past 15 years. So I will absolutely take it. That's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.